Bullet Club.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you've been with us before, welcome to the channel if this is your first time. This is Leanne Presents. I am one of your hosts. I am Alan. I will be carrying the show. This is Leanne. She's my counter host or side host or I don't know.
I like that one.
Survivor host. She's the one that's survived the longest. I don't know. I'm just trying to go for relevancy over here. And as you've already seen from the title card, this is the latest in our series.
Yeah.
Of predictions. This is for the 2023 Survivor Series War Games Premium Live event from the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes.
It sounds weird when we say, it's like, oh, we're watching the WWE, that works fine. Oh, we're watching the World Wrestling Entertainment. That sounds really weird.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
It's just, we're watching World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah. So... yeah, this is our prediction video. If you've seen one of our prediction video before, you know how this generally works. If not, then don't worry about not knowing what's going on because this isn't quite the same as the previous one. So usually we would do non-title matches followed by title matches in order of most looking forward to. With this card, there's only 5 matches, and 2 of them are War Games matches. So they're obviously the headline event, so we're putting them at the end. We have got a non-title match, and we've got 2 title matches. There's only 5 matches in total. They're not really in any order per se in this one. So that kind of throws that a bit out the window.
Yep.
One thing I want to say before we get into this is I miss Survivor Series.
Yeah. How it used to be.
I miss the Survivor Series elimination matches.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like the last sort of, I don't know how many years, they've done like Raw versus Smackdown, like the Intercontinental Champion will face the United States Champion, the Heavyweight Champion will face the region, and so it's kind of, they're not even doing that this year.
No.
It just feels like a bit of a cheap cop-out. They've just started doing the War Games, you know, which is great, but I feel that the War Games concept is kind of taking everything from the Survivor Series has built in the last, 25 years-ish, and just kind of thrown it down the drain.
Yeah, they might as well call this event War Games rather than Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah.
Because there's no Survivor Series elements left to it.
No, there's no elimination. There's no elimination tag matches. Like I used to love watching those. All the guys would get a showing. Like you'd have 5-on-5. They even did a tag one where it was 10-on-10. It was nuts. It was absolutely bonkers. But it was great, and everyone gets a showing, and everyone got a good showing. And I miss that. I do miss that aspect of Survivor Series. The other one we've got is there's obviously loads of speculation around the internet right now about a certain person showing up because it's in Chicago. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. The guy's toxic. Stop talking about it. It's not going to happen. So with that being said, we're going to get into the first of our matches, which is the only non-title singles match on the card. So we have Carlito will be taking on Santos Escobar.
Yes.
So this has kind of stemmed out from the LWO angle recently with the Rey Mysterio and obviously Santos and Cruz and Phoenix and Zelina and Crown Jewel, which we covered in our reactions video maybe 3 weeks ago-ish, I think it was, in which Rey Mysterio lost the USA Championship to Logan Paul with the inadvertent help from Santos Escobar. So he comes out and they kind of call him out on it. Carlito turns up and he's like, no, he did it on purpose. Watch, he left the brass knuckles there for Logan Paul to pick up. Yeah. And it looked like he did. And we even said that during the reactions, that it looked very blatantly obvious that Santos left him there on purpose.
Yes.
And then Santos goes a bit nuts and attacks Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And puts him on the shelf. And obviously Rey Mysterio's out with an injury. He's been battling an injury for a while. And obviously this was a way to write him off the story and sort of give him time to recover and have surgery and whatnot.
Yeah. I did like in this build-up, there's a whole thing where he's like saying to Rey while he's attacking him, it was meant to be you and me, we're family, not all these other guys. And then they also then after that make a big show of trying to find out why he did what he did, and I'm just there like he literally said it like saying it as
like
he was
2 minutes ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but they're like filling time.
it's And it's like we talked about before with WWE storylines. They just don't really put any effort into them. They don't really think about it. It's almost like they're pandering to a goldfish.
Yeah.
It's like, this happened 5 minutes ago, but we need to constantly remind you about it every 30 seconds.
So many recaps. Oh.
It's like, oh, for God's sake. Like, Raw is a recap special. And the slight tangent is like we were talking about with... I can't remember who it was last week, but I said they did it with Shinsuke Nakamura last night on Raw.
Yeah.
We just finished watching Monday Night Raw from last night. And they did the same thing with Shinsuke. So Shinsuke Nakamura comes out to the ring right for his match. He's standing in the ring. He's had his entrance. They show a vaping ad.
Yeah.
They go to the back and they start talking to other people.
A non-vaping ad.
Yeah. They go to the back and they start talking to Ivar and Valhalla. Then they show another advert and something else is coming up. And then they talk about... And Shinsuke's probably stood in the ring for like 5 minutes just twiddling his thumbs, doing nothing. And it's like, why? Why? This is pointless.
Just put the filler
before the entrance. Yeah. Stupid.
I know they've got to do ad sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just where it's put and how it's done.
Yeah. It's pointless. But yeah, so getting back to the Santos thing, obviously Carlito come out and he's like, right, I want you at Survivor Series, blah, 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 the match we made, and here we are.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a bit... I feel a bit like it's all sort of trying to draw attention away from where the title is right now.
Yeah, because he's not been seen since he won the title.
No, I know we haven't had many weeks.
But he's going to be a full-time champion, he said.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's not been seen in 3 weeks.
It's just like, well, that title's off there. We still need to keep attention on this storyline, but we can't have the title because he's not going to be here. So we have to like pick stuff out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a bad storyline that they're going with Carlito accusing and all this stuff. I think the way they've done it hasn't been how I would have chosen to do it. Like Carlito accusing like directly before a match when he knew that it was going to cause problems. And
I feel it was a bit rushed.
Yeah.
I want to say a bit.
Yeah. It's the problem with having the PLEs so close together. They've only got a short amount of time to get from A to B. So they're making giant leaps. Yeah.
And now what we've got next is we've obviously got Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the next PLE from WWE is?
No.
Royal Rumble. End of January.
Yeah. Got a bit of time.
I like the fact that they're giving some of the stars off and there's no PLEs in December. I like that. But you could easily have put Survivor Series, and it's the Thanksgiving tradition is the problem, so they have to have it there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they always pick the sort of, what to us it would be Bonfire Night, the weekend close to Bonfire Night for Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you could easily shift that into December somewhere.
Yeah. Like
middle of December even. It's still only 3 weeks away, but it's, I don't know, it just feels a bit rushed, this one. Survivor Series needs a build-up. You need those there's so many elements, like the War Games matches themselves, they've been quite, oh, okay, here we go, use the build-up, slam, there's the entire match. Wait, what?
Yeah, the escalation has been insane, because it's just gone from 0 to 16.
If you're going to do that, don't do Crown Jewel. Call off the October pay-per-view and have Crown Jewel at the middle of October instead. You know? I think that works better. Yeah. But that's just me. Who do you got in this match, Leanne?
I think I'd go Carlito.
Going Carlito?
Yeah, I think he's only recently come in, and they're trying to make him look strong. The crowd will be on his side because of what Santos has done. I can't see it stretching out any further, especially with Rhea recovering for a bit.
Okay.
All right. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, this is where I'm going. I'm going Santos.
Okay.
So, obviously Santos was part of LWO.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix and Cruz, they came out and they were like, no, we're not sticking by you. That's ridiculous. What the hell are you doing? You know, they kind of called him out on it. So did Zelina, and they turned their back on him and they walked away. So that means that Santos needs to find new people to obviously come up and they'll do a feud with the LWO.
Yeah.
So my thought process is, what if they're going to bring in some more Mexican or Spanish blood, which went down to NXT some time ago, Los Lotharios.
Yeah.
So you could have, oh God, Angel Garza and Dimples. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Dimples.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh no, he's always Dimples.
Oh God, I can't remember his name. No, but they'll
his face.
they'll probably come back up and they'll sort of team up with Santos, and then you'd have this group, whatever they're going to call them, versus the LWO. That's the way I see this going. So to have Santos beat Carlito like straight off the bat like this is a good way to keep that going. To have it vice versa, it's just going to cut it short. So I think Los Lotharios will make a show up at Survivor Series. Cool. They'll help Santos beat Carlito, and then obviously we're going to spin into a whole feud thing there until Rhea gets back, and then it'll be like, and then you'll probably have, if Rhea gets back in time for WrestleMania, maybe Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar at WrestleMania. The winner gets to keep the LWO name for their faction. Something like that.
Okay.
It'll be like a war, like a feud for the faction name.
Cool. Interesting.
Okay, so we have 2 title matches on this card as well. I think I've already mentioned that. The first we've got is Rhea Ripley defending her Women's World Championship against Zoey Stark. So, again, this is really cut and dry. Rhea Ripley's been dominant. She's beaten everyone that she's come across, including, was it 4 of the women? The Crown Jewel, was it 4 or was it 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 4 of the women. It was a fatal 5-way. And Zoey Stark was in that match, obviously, and she had a good outing. I think we did cover that in the match when we were in our reactions. Zoey Stark qualified by winning a battle royale to see who the number 1 contender would be. Funny, not funny, it's quite amusing in the sense that the 2 people who were the last were Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark, and they've kind of formed a bit of a camaraderie, a bit of a friendship going on there. Friendship's quite the right turn. A phrase. Mutual respect. And that's really cool, and I like to see that because Shayna needs more exposure because Shayna's great. She's a badass.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're just not doing anything with her. I mean, it's pretty much that.
Yeah, that's about it.
Obviously, Zoey and Rhea have had a couple of words over the last couple of weeks on Raw, but it's been nothing major. The only thing that sort of really crops up is Zoey and Shayna being in the Judgment Day clubhouse, as they called it. Yeah. And they turned out and she's like, "What the hell are you two doing in here?" And it's like, "Oh, we're going to check out the clubhouse." It's all right, and they're throwing cards into a pot or a hat or something. And then it's like, "Yeah, it's not that great." And they walk off, and it was like, "Oh, all right."
I think Zoey stays for a second, and it's like, the one thing in this room that really sticks out to me is that, and points to the title.
Yeah, which
is mine.
Yeah. That's all we got for the build-up on this one. It's been really short, as you say, because it's. The one thing I do want to cover with this is what the hell are they doing to Nikki Cross?
Oh my goodness!
I don't understand this.
It's so lame. It's just all she do is just stand still.
She's just like.
Even in the Royal Rumble, the Battle Royale. Sorry, not the Royal Rumble. She's just standing there, and then a couple of them just physically pick her up and throw her out, and then she just stands on the outside. But I get the whole, it's meant to be she's in a trance or something, so it's unnerving her staring at the camera, but why does that mean she can't physically move in a match?
I don't even know if she's deadpan in the camera per se. It looks like she's looking over the camera.
Yeah, just
from that. Yeah, she's just
straight
kind of
forwards,
like slightly up above the camera, and it's just
which is even more unnerving, and it's effective because I just can't look. It's just like, what is happening?
But it's you can't look at it because you just like, what the hell are they doing to Nikki Cross? Yeah. Nikki Cross is a badass.
When did this even start? I don't even know. Is it being explained?
No. She's been in the background of little vignettes here and there. She just sort of sat there and she just like.
And before that, she was sort of almost stalking people.
Yeah, with the Candice LeRae thing, yeah.
Which I thought was quite fun, and they can do something with that. What can you do with? She just stands completely still.
I don't know what they're doing with this. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
She's so good. Use her.
Yeah. Anything more about the actual match, Rhea versus Zoey?
It's going to be great. I'm actually looking forward to this.
Yeah, I quite look forward to this one as well.
Zoey's just really made a name for herself. And I think she's going to go really far. We've needed more of that sort of ruthless, strong women wrestling.
Ruthless aggression.
Because we got Rhea Ripley and we got Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
But you need someone else in that sort of category.
Not Nia Jax.
Yeah, no.
I've got shoulders.
She's a welcome addition, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Who do you have winning?
I think Rhea.
I think Rhea's retaining.
Yeah, I don't. It's too soon, but Zoey could take it.
Too soon?
Later.
She's had the belt since WrestleMania.
No, but it's too soon between Rhea and Zoey in particular.
Yeah.
They need a bit more of a build-up, some back and forth before.
I've said it before.
Zoey maybe takes it.
I think it was the Crown Jewel predictions. Yeah. I said it before, I'll say it again. Mm-hmm. What's happening in February?
I have a bad memory.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that one.
Where is Elimination Chamber?
Oh, that's in Australia.
Where's Rhea Ripley from?
Australia.
They're not going to drop the belt off Rhea Ripley at least until after Elimination Chamber. Absolutely no way. Why would they take that title off the biggest women's athlete, arguably for the last decade in WWE?
Yeah. They've got to at some point, but now is not the time.
And there's obviously going to be someone they're going, Bianca Belair's a big star, Charlotte Flair's a big star, but neither of them has gotten over to the sort of levels that Rhea Ripley has.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. And it's not even like they planned it. It just kind of organically happened.
Which is how it should happen.
Unlike Charlotte Flair getting rammed down your throat every week. Yeah. Unlike Bianca Belair ramming her head down your throat every week.
She's a people's champion.
Yeah. She busted her ass. She did the work. and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second of our title matches, we have Gunther defending his Intercontinental Championship versus The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome!
Yeah.
It's about time Miz got some recognition
Oh,
for the stuff he's
yeah.
been doing. And he's obviously flipped as a face.
Yeah.
And I think it's been fantastic. I love The
Definitely.
Miz. I think he's great. So the way Miz got into this match was the Monday Night Raw after Crown Jewel. It was 4 guys in the match. Ivar, Bronson Reed, The Miz, and Ricochet. Bronson and Ivar go to the top. They kind of do moves off the top. Miz dodges Bronson, I think. Was it Ivar? No, it's Bronson. And he rolls him up. Ivar hits Ricochet, and it was supposed to be a double pin.
Yeah.
And the ref looks down, he sees both shoulders, and he's like, 1, looks at both. 2, looks at both. Counts to 3 as Ricochet kicks out.
Yeah.
Ricochet wasn't meant to kick out.
No.
He's in concussion protocol right now
because
something happened during that match where he must have smacked his head. He just kicked out. He must have forgotten the finish or wasn't sure what was going on. Yeah. Which, fair enough. You can't if he's taking a bump to the head, fair enough. You can't blame him for that. It's one of those things. But the ref and all the guys were just kind of like, and the ring announcer's like, the winner, The Miz, and the ref's like, no, but it's like, you can't do that because Ricochet clearly kicks out at 2.
Yeah, you have to call it like you see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He should have just been like, okay, that happened. Fine, Miz still pinned him, so he wins.
Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate that this is kind of the second time an incident like this has happened across 2 different companies, AEW.
Yeah.
Where Mox got concussed during the match with Ray Fenix, slight tangent, for the International Championship. And the ref went down. He went 1, 2, and he pulled back on the 3 when Moxley was holding his shoulders down on purpose to end the match. And it's like, he kind of did this, and he's like, oh, his shoulder's up. No, it wasn't. And it's the same sort of thing there, but something went wrong. But the ref's like, no. Miz didn't win. And it's like, what do you mean Miz didn't win? It's clear that Ricochet kicked out. You cannot do that. And then Ivar must have realised what's going on. He must have said something, obviously covering Ricochet. He's like, what the hell are you doing kicking out? And then Ricochet must have said something to him.
Yeah.
And then he sort of bulldozed and attacked The Miz because he was supposed to set up Ivar versus The Miz after a double pinfall win in the Fatal 4-Way for the number 1 contendership. Miz was always meant to win it. Miz was always going to go to Survivor Series to challenge Gunther.
Yeah, but this other match was planned, and without the double pin, there wasn't a reason for it.
Yeah,
so Ivar took control. And
Yeah. And that's great. Ivar, and I think I've said it before, that Ivar's... they didn't really see him as a singles competitor. And obviously, Eric is on the shelf at the moment after having some, I think it was neck surgery. We hope Eric gets better soon and comes back soon as well. The Viking Raid is one of my favourite teams.
Yeah.
And to sort of be impressing the office with his single stuff and to get in a push like this, it's just sort of almost at that Intercontinental level, for a tag team wrestler like that to be sort of shunted into a singles program so quickly is like, oh, that's almost unheard of. You know, it doesn't happen. And I'm liking that, and I like the stuff Ivar's doing right now. I think he's great. So then, sort of moving on, then The Miz obviously is number 1 contender, and obviously Gunther's like, oh, you're nothing but an entertainer, and it comes down to the face-to-face they had at Monday Night Raw last night, where they're in the ring, and Gunther's like, you're nothing, you're an entertainer, etc., and Gunther sort of beats him up, leaves him lay in the ring, he turns around, and Miz just boom, low blow, and it's like, oh, that's painful, and then The Miz like, straightening his tie, straightening his jacket, and everyone's like, yes. Yeah, I think you said, where has this Miz been all along? Because I love this Miz. And I'm like, The Miz is great. I've always liked The Miz. Well, not always. When he first came in, he was a bit of a prick. But,
he's earned his spot.
Oh, absolutely. When you could see he could actually go, and he started headlining WrestleMania, and he won the title, it's like, okay, this guy can actually go. And I had a lot of respect for Miz. And I really like The Miz. Heel Miz, I love. I like face Miz. I like Miz just in general. I think he's great.
For a while, he's sort of been a sideshow almost. He has been used as an entertainer just to fill a spot. So it's just awesome to see him. To see him like back in that picture and really being serious. And that he has like, he would do anything to win this. He'll go to places other people won't, and that's what we know. We know he's a cheat. Yep. But if the ref doesn't see it, it doesn't count.
Exactly.
So yeah, go for it.
It's kind of like it, and oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah.
Oh.
Who does The Miz remind you of? Who does counterpart be in AEW?
My mind's gone blank. Sorry.
He's better than you, and you know it.
Okay. I see it. Yeah, MJF.
He's a face. Miz, they're kind of doing the same sort of thing because there's rumors that MJF, even though he keeps teasing the bidding war at 24, that he's secretly re-signed with AEW through 27. So there's that whole thing, and I think that's what they're doing. So they've gotten wind of this, and they're like, we need someone who can sort of do this kind of stuff as well. And it's The Miz, because he can do it. That's the thing. And if there's one thing I would love to see one day that would really just top everything off as well, WWE versus AEW and have The Miz versus MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, that would be so good. Imagine the promos.
Yeah.
Holy bleep.
Holy bleep.
Yeah, you got anything about this?
Oh, no, I think that's it.
Who'd you got?
I find this one actually a bit difficult. If I know we've talked about the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
And that if The Miz wins, he ties for the person who's held it the most.
9 times. And they won't mention that person's name on WWE TV.
Because they're in AEW.
Do you remember who I said it was?
Oh, I did, and it's gone.
Chris Jericho. 9-time, record-breaking 9-time Intercontinental Champion. I think Edge was 7 or 8, so he's close as well.
Yeah, and we discussed previously how WWE are quite likely to want to break the records held by current AEW stars so that they can sort of own that again. So that's one side of it. But then on the other side, how Gunther is at the moment, I think the moment you take that championship off him, he loses a lot of power. I know he's like, he can hold his own for sure, but I think there's something about him holding that title at the moment that's like just giving him that extra level. And with the things that are happening in Imperium at the moment, with the dissension between the other two,
there seems to be a slight implosion going on.
I feel like until that's resolved, Gunther might need to keep the championship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe Gunther wins this one, but we might have a rematch later down the line, and The Miz might take it another time.
So you're going for Gunther?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Gunther's going to retain as well. I would love to see The Miz win this. I really would. I think it'd be great. Obviously, with Gunther now, the main progression, if they decided... So, what you could do... Fancy booking time, right?
Yay.
What you could do is have Imperium come out during this match, and you had Ludwig trying to distract Miz one way, Giovanni trying to distract him a different way, and they kind of butt heads, and it distracts Gunther instead.
Yeah.
So then The Miz hits him with a Skull Crusher finale and pins him.
Okay.
That means that Giovanni and Ludwig are the cause of Gunther losing.
Yeah.
So then he's like, right, you need to sort this out. I'm going to sort it out. You're going to have a match, and then we're all going to be square. And then Gunther kind of almost takes back that control.
What was that?
I don't know. Takes back that control of Imperium and kind of puts it back on a course correction. And it's like Sandra, there's I've always said there's two kind of people in the industry, right?
Yes.
There's those who need a title.
Yeah. And
to make themselves relevant, and there's those who make the title relevant. Gunther very much falls into the latter. He is making that Intercontinental Championship relevant. Everyone wants to take it from him because he is literally the longest running Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Yeah.
He's beaten everyone else. He's literally beaten everyone who's been put in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the one person who is going to beat him then will be elevated. So The Miz doesn't really need that.
No.
It'll be someone, maybe a Tommaso Ciampa or Johnny Gargano, someone who needs that.
What if it's Ludwig?
Yeah, it could be one of those. Yeah, exactly. It could be. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It could be someone who really needs to have that shunt, that little rocket booster strapped to them to. Oh my God, he beat Gunther for the title. He beat the longest running, and that'll just pop them to the next level almost.
Yeah.
Then with Gunther, where do you go with Gunther from there? Put him in the world title picture.
Yeah.
Put him against Seth Rollins because he is a very credible threat at that point.
Yes.
Hell, have him win the Royal Rumble and go face Roman Reigns.
Someone please take that title up.
In an interview, he was asked that, who do you see as your end boss in wrestling? Do you know what name he threw out?
Roman Reigns?
Brock Lesnar.
Ooh.
And they teased it. They did tease that at the Rumble this year.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So potentially we could see Brock come back and challenge the Intercontinental title. But the problem is I don't want to see Brock beat him.
No.
So Gunther absolutely has to go over on that.
Yeah.
And then maybe lose it at Mania. You know?
Yeah. Somewhere big.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so then we get to our 2 War Games matches. Before we start talking about them, I have got the rules up here, which I'm just going to read out quickly.
Cool.
2 teams will be contained in separate cages, with 1 member of each team starting the match. After 5 minutes, a member from the advantage team will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. So there'll always be a team until the last one's out that has a 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, etc. advantage. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. The only way to win the match is by pinfall or submission. So those are the official rules of War Games, okay? Mm-hmm. So there's 2 rings surrounded by 1 massive cage.
Yep.
First match we're going to talk about is the women's War Games match. So we have Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. So that's Bayley, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Obviously, Dakota Kai is still injured. She can't go. Otherwise it would have probably been 5-on-5.
Yeah.
So, as we covered in the reaction to Crown Jewel, Kairi Sane returned to help Io Sky retain the title, much to Bayley's surprise.
Yes.
The following week on SmackDown, the Damage Control in the ring, and obviously it's 3 members of Bayley, Io, and Kairi were in the ring, and they're like, and then out comes Bianca Belair, out comes Charlotte, and they're like, yeah, we're not alone, there's other people up the wrong way, out comes Asuka. So they set up a 6-woman tag match in the main event. So Bianca's in the match, she's getting beaten down. Charlotte's in the match, getting beaten down. Then Bianca's back in the match. Asuka never tagged in.
No.
Bianca's trying to make the tag, and Asuka's like, yeah, tag. Bianca almost gets done. She's like, nope. Sprays the mist. Sprays the mist in her face. And it's like, what the hell? Asuka has joined Damage Control.
I absolutely love it.
I love this. I think it's great. But then the sort of next week, then they're teasing like, well, no, one of the members in the ring isn't in Damage Control.
Yeah.
And so Bayley's like,
oh no, they're kicking me out.
Bayley's like looking really worried. And then Dakota's like, because we haven't welcomed her into the faction yet. It's Asuka. And Bayley's like, that's really cool. I think that is the way they are going to go. They are probably going to kick out Bayley at some point. Even Dakota, maybe. So they have the Japanese faction almost, in a sense, you know?
I kind of like that it's a bit of a mix, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, no, it's been great. I've been loving this thing. So in terms of the advantage, we don't know what the advantage is yet, because there's going to be a Ruffles fan vote. So this match being sponsored by something called Ruffles.
There's some kind of crinkle cut crisps that we don't have in the UK, as far as I know.
Is it like McCoy's? I don't know.
So. Come on, guys.
I don't know. But then there's the fan vote, and it's like, really?
There's sponsors in the back.
Yeah.
Don't let them get this involved. I can very much imagine that the women's War Games match, because the whole match is sponsored by Ruffles now, that there's going to just be plastered with Ruffles sponsor stuff. They'll probably have a mascot, a crisp packet running about.
They're going to have... There's weapons allowed in this match. They're just going to have packets of Ruffles. Just smacking each other on the face.
But empty them out as if they're like tacks or something. Oh, come on. Just like... You can have sponsors are fine. Do ads, put like things on the ring mat, stuff like that. But just don't let them get actually involved in making decisions for the match, like this fan vote thing. For a start, I reckon whatever the vote is, they're just going to do what they were planning to do anyway.
I'm glad you said that, because we'll get on tangent in a sec.
So people are going to be on social media voting. I would think I would be voting for Damage Control to have the advantage.
Yeah.
And I get the feeling that's not what WWE want to do. So I feel like it's going to be swayed either way. And no one can check.
Yep.
Yes, it's just the sponsorship thing. I'm sure they've got enough money with the sponsors they've got. Do they really need crisps?
So, slight sidebar.
Yeah.
Cyber Sunday or Taboo Tuesday, I can't remember what it was. There was 2 WWE PLE pay-per-views back in the day that they ran, okay? Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday, okay? Like they were different on different as well. That had fan votes. You would text, you would go online, you would vote through the website, whatever. On one particular time, Edge was set to beat Triple H for the title, okay? But it was Triple H versus is either Shawn Michaels, I think it was Chris Benoit or Edge, and the fan vote had to be one of those 3. And they set the storyline up really well to get Edge to be the favorite. Okay. Guess what?
It wasn't.
Shawn Michaels wins the vote.
Okay.
But, and this is the only reason I'm mentioning it, I'm pretty sure it's Triple H, maybe Undertaker. The only reason I mention this is because the Bruce Pritchard podcast, under Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Yes.
All the votes that they did back then, they adhered to. Even if it wasn't what they wanted, they stuck to what the fans voted.
Good.
Is it going to be the same here? We will never know. That's the problem.
Not. Unless someone leaks it from backstage, and then you can never quite be sure if it's true or not.
I'm assuming we'll find out on SmackDown this coming week on Friday.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Actually, speaking of SmackDown, obviously these predictions are going up prior to SmackDown because Survivor Series is on a Saturday. We are doing it now, and if there's any deviation to matches or new matches that are set up during that SmackDown event, we will obviously in the description down below update any predictions that we think might change or any updated matches in there. If we did wait until after SmackDown to record this, edit it, get it up, you'd probably have like 3 hours to watch it before the actual PLE.
Not worth it.
So it's not worth it. So we want to give everyone time to watch these and sort of join the conversation in our social medias and the comments down below, etc., etc. So yeah, Ruffles fan vote. I'm really against this. There's always been pick one member of the team versus one member of the other team. They fight. The winner gets the advantage.
Like they did for the
men's. For the men's, which we'll cover that when we get to the men's one. But I do like the War Games concept, but I don't know, that fan vote thing is just really rubbed me up the wrong way.
Yeah,
and knowing there's going to be ruffles everywhere, like it's going to be on the ring post, it's going to be on the apron,
all over again.
It's going to be on the security barriers. It is, as you say, cinnamon toast crunch.
Ugh.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts, this one?
Despite the ruffles, I think this is going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. I think the wild card in this is definitely Shotzi.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting Shotzi to turn up.
No.
It's like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Cool.
Very, considering the other people on that team, she's very different in style and attitude.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what dimension she brings.
The unfortunate thing is, obviously, they had 4 members of Damage Control.
Yeah.
And Nick Aldis was like, you need to find your 4th team member. By the end of SmackDown, it turns out to be Becky Lynch. And I'm like, please don't be Becky Lynch. And it's Becky Lynch.
Yeah. It was
it's like the obvious go-to. And it's like, right, this is just... Okay, great. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
I'm going Damage Control.
Yep.
I think, especially with the very new additions, it makes sense for them to win this one. They'll keep building that momentum. The other team, while they're all like superstars, it's still a thrown together group. So I don't think there's going to be the cohesion that they actually need to beat Damage Control. I'm talking as if it's like shoot fighting. But...
Well, no, because it's in story. It's kayfabe.
Yeah.
It's exactly that's it. You got to treat it like that in the story for your prediction. Yeah. Who have I got?
Damage Control.
Correct. I think Damage Control in this, because like you said, they're a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
Charlotte and Becky have history, kayfabe history. Shotzi doesn't really gel well with others per se, and Bianca's usually just in it for herself.
Yeah.
So
she's gonna get her hair tied up in the cage.
Yeah. And I think Charlotte's ego will probably get the best of her, and she'll probably try and take on everything. And it's
with her long legs, doing those big kicks that don't do much.
Yeah.
Because every time I envision Charlotte, it's just doing the kick.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Weird.
Okay, and that then leads us into the final match of this PLE. We have the men's War Games match.
War Games.
So on one team we have Judgment Day.
Yes.
So that's JD McDonough, the newest member of Judgment Day. We got Finn Balor, Damian Priest, the tag team champions. We've got Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and we have Drew McIntyre joining them, not a member of Judgment Day. And they're facing the team of Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Seth freaking Rollins, and the returning Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
Yes.
So this isn't something that's new. Judgment Day and Cody and Seth and all these guys have been feuding for months on end. I really hope this is the end of it.
Yeah.
I really do.
I want this to be the finish.
Yeah, I'm just getting bored of seeing Sami Zayn fighting Judgment Day all the time now. So JD McDonough's now part of Judgment Day.
Yes.
Damian Priest reluctantly sort of after he took a bullet for Damian, he kind of allowed him to be part of the Judgment Day. Then Drew he's aligned himself with the Judgment Day because of basically Seth Rollins obviously beat Drew McIntyre at Crown Jewel for the title. So next night on Raw, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins, and I believe it was Drew that kind of interjected in that and caused a disqualification and just sort of threw the match out. And it's kind of come from that in the sense of why did he do it? And then he sort of answered it last night on Raw that he...
it all goes back to Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, so Jey Uso Well, no, that's why he sided. Yeah, why he sided with Judgment Day is I'm losing track of where I'm going here.
It's all good.
He sided with the Judgment Day because of Jey Uso.
Yes.
So going back to Clash of the Castle, the Bloodline screwed him out of the title when he fought against Roman Reigns for the championship. Obviously, Jey Uso was still a big part of that, and he's never really apologized, almost, I guess, to Drew McIntyre.
No. He sort of apologized in general, but never directly to Drew.
Yeah, and Drew still got that.
He feels like he's owed that.
Yeah, he's got that chip on his shoulder, and I think I probably would as well. To be fair, and it's one of those things, and obviously he sided with that because he wants to really get his revenge fully on Jey Uso, which then obviously leads us into the advantage.
Yes.
So we would. So we had Drew in the ring, and then out comes Jay, and then obviously the rest of the Judgment Day come out, which brings Cody and Seth and Sami out. And then Adam Pearce like, nobody's going to hit anyone, blah, blah, blah. No, they've got 5 guys. They've got Drew McIntyre now. You can just find a 5th guy.
Yes.
Fast forward then to the match then. It's like, well, they should keep Drew and Jay for another PLE, another event, instead of blowing it off on Raw, or just leave it, wait until the build is when they finally get their hand to each other, But they didn't do that. They decided to throw away on Raw. And Jay's wearing his Veet t-shirt. Do you think he's bought so much Veet cream that he's actually got a Veet shirt now? That's what that is. It's not Yeet, it's Veet, right?
The Y is just not very well designed. No. It looks... I think it depends on how the angles and everything, but the first time I saw it, at least, it definitely looked like a V, which is Veet, the hair removal cream for ladies.
Yeah. In Britain, it's a hair removal cream in Britain.
I'm
not sure if it's a thing in America or on the rest of the world. I don't know. But then, obviously, Drew McIntyre, he beats Jay quite clean and quite dominantly as well. It's like, oh, God, you just beat the hell out of him. The rest of Judgment Day hit the ring. They start beating up Jey Uso again. And out comes, obviously, Cody and Seth, and they're armed to the teeth with Sami Zayn. They're armed to the teeth with chairs. Armed to the teeth with a chair.
They had one chair each.
Yeah, they're armed to the teeth, apparently. Like Frank Castle, all he needs, the Punisher, is a steel chair, and he's armed to the teeth.
One chair and you're armed to the teeth.
He'll take on anyone, So they just come out and they're like, you think you've got the team advantage. We don't care that you've got the man advantage in the match because we've got a 5th member. And Cody's like, it's someone who I have a legacy with. And I'm like...
And
then they're like, you're looking at us like we're... And I found the sort of the transition into each of the statements was a bit weird.
It was very forced.
Stunted, yeah. And he's like, you're looking at us like we're prey, but we have an apex predator.
And then I got it.
And then he said something about voice in the head, and then all the crowd are like, Randy, and Judgment Day just like, uh-oh. They never fully mention his name.
No. Cody just says, they've got it right, referencing the crowd chanting Randy. Then okay, it definitely is, but they still haven't said his name. So,
in terms of legacy, it's an old faction that Cody Rhodes was in with Ted DiBiase Jr., the $1 Million Man's son, and Randy Orton was the leader of it. Kind of spun out from Evolution when that kind of disbanded, and Randy Orton sort of started his own, and he called it Legacy.
Gotcha.
That's where that's come from.
Yeah. I'm so glad he's coming back. It's been so long.
It's back injury, a year and a half-ish she's been out.
What a shame Matt Riddle's not here.
Bro.
He was so all the way back. He was like, I can't wait for Randy to come back, and he's not gonna be around to see it.
I'll teach him.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that's pretty much it. That's the long and short of it. Any other thoughts on this match?
I think the introduction of Randy is completely flipped in my head. My prediction. Well, I think this week's Raw. I think WWE the last couple of weeks, there have been moments where I've been like, which I haven't had in such a long time. And the Randy coming back is one of them.
We've had 3 in a row now. Where Kairi Singh.
We've had Asuka joining.
Flip. Randy Orton turning up.
It's like, come on, keep it up, guys. I just love being able to get excited about it. So yeah, Randy Orton, he's just incredible, and I'm so glad he's coming back. But it has affected what my prediction was going to be.
There was speculation he wouldn't be able to come back because of the injury, but
it's
going to be interesting to see about the ring rust, because obviously he's been out for a year and a half.
Yeah,
no doubt. He's been spotted at the Performance Center and NXT Performance Center for I think a couple of months now. So he's obviously working with people on that.
Yeah,
but I think as soon as he was given the okay to start taking bumps, he's been in that ring training his ass off.
No doubt at all.
So Who have you got then?
So I was originally thinking Judgment Day because similar to with the women's match, where they're an established team, they've got the all of that synergy. That's the word.
Cohesion almost. That chemistry.
Plus with Drew and the emotion going into it, being in a cage with Jay and all that stuff. Was JD McDonough, his first match as a full member of Judgment Day. I
still feel that the energy with Drew and Jay would have been better if they hadn't had the match on Raw.
Yeah, I think so. He's already got this aggression out now, right?
Oh, I've beaten him once. What more do I need to do now?
You can just relax. But yeah, the addition of Randy, I think, has flipped my opinion to thinking that Team Randy, not Team Cody, Team Randy.
Yeah, Team
Randy is going to win because why would they make him lose in such a huge match when it's his first one back? I just don't see that happening. So yeah, Team Randy.
Who have I got?
Team Randy.
Team Randy.
I
think. I mean, you're not going to have two heel teams win both War Games matches. I don't think.
True.
That would be really weird. And as you say, Randy's coming back. Cody's still on the bill to WrestleMania, where he's potentially going to be facing Roman Reigns again. Seth Rollins, he's the champion. They're not going to have him lose, I don't think.
No.
Because, it's Triple H's boy. Yeah. And as great as a hot streak Judgment Day are on, I think there are, like, JD McDonough is probably the weakest link in that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it's going to be a good match.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Randy coming back and see what goes from there.
He's bound to be the last man in, though, right?
I reckon, yeah. They won't even put him in the cage. They'll just have him backstage waiting so he can have his music hit. And they'd be like, Randy's not here. Randy's not here. I hear voices. Oh, here we go. Okay, so what's your least looking forward to match on this card then?
Least looking forward to match. Oh, it's actually a bit tricky. Oh, no, it's not. Carlito and Santos. It's not tricky at all. What am I on about?
It's not tricky at all. Yeah. It's absolutely Carlito versus Santos.
Yeah, it's had the least sort of build up. And I don't know. It's just it's just the build-up thing. There's just not enough.
No, there's blatantly not been enough.
Yeah.
What's your most looking forward to match?
I'm going with the women's War Games match.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm going to go for the men's. Why do you pick the women's?
I think I'm really enjoying even just the last couple of weeks. Damage Control. And I can't wait to see what that whole group, obviously not the whole group can be in there, but what they can do together with Asuka and Kairi Sane and just like what they'll do as a team, because it's just a group of amazing women.
Yeah.
I don't care so much about the other teams much, but Shotzi, like you said, wild card. We have no idea what to expect. I think it's gonna get brutal. I think
trying to tank into the ring.
I think it trumps the men's for me a bit because of the Drew and Jay have already had their moment, so that sort of drags it down.
We had Cody and Sami fight each other in the Judgment Day.
So Randy does bring it right up there, but not quite for me.
Yeah. For me, it is going to be the men's, just purely on the Randy factor.
Just the Randy factor.
I've missed Randy Orton.
Team Randy.
I've missed Randy Orton. I'm not going to. And I think it's going to be great to see what he's like, what he's coming back as. Has he got more tattoos? Last time he had a bad injury, he went away and he only had his tribal stuff. Then he came back with all those skulls, and it's like,
I mean, you might as well make the most of the
what
time,
the hell?
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So is he going to have like a full body piece, all of his shoulders
just
and
this
back
whole
and
face?
Yeah, imagine like Canary New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He's got Matt Riddle's face on his face.
No.
Sorry.
No.
It would be horrible, but it's funny.
Our reaction video will be up on Sunday.
Yes.
This is airing on Saturday, the 25th, I believe it is.
Looking at the calendar.
Yeah.
I didn't look.
Yeah, 25th it's airing. So we'll have our reactions up rather on Sunday after we've seen the event at some point. So take us home, man.
All right, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so much. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Join in the conversation either in the comments below or on our socials. You can find a link to our socials on Linktree, which is linked in our description. So many links. That'll take you to our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter X. I've swapped it round. I'm coughing the X instead of coughing the Twitter now. Let us know what you're looking forward to most in this. What do you think Randy's new tattoo is going to be? Yeah, and other, let us know what you think, and we will have a chat. Anything else? I think that's it. So yeah, just look forward to it.
Yeah.
Like Alan said near the beginning, if anything changes because of SmackDown and our predictions change, or if like they shoehorn in a new match or something, we'll add it to the description below if there are any changes. But yeah, so we'll see you then.
And unlike an RKO, our reaction video will not be coming out nowhere. Don't forget, Sunday.
Yes.
Boom.
See you on Sunday. Bye.
Club.